Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment prohibits the use of funds to implement or enforce the Delaware River Basin Commission's rule to ban hydraulic fracturing within the Delaware River Basin. The best way to combat high energy prices is to produce more energy in America. In places like my home Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the second largest natural gas producer in the nation. Unfortunately, unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats at the Delaware River Basin Commission have instituted a hydraulic fracturing ban for a portion of the state, or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, stripping away property and mineral rights from Pennsylvanians in contravention of the will of the state's own legislature. The result is a prohibition on the development of critical shale plays in eastern Pennsylvania that can bring desperately needed natural gas to market, and the unconstitutional taking of the mineral rights of Pennsylvanians, all while keeping prices high. To be clear, this amendment simply prohibits the Delaware River Basin Commission from implementing or enforcing its hydraulic fracturing ban, but does not impact the ability of the states in the River Basin Commission to regulate hydraulic fracturing as they see fit. Now, during previous debates on this issue, mistruths were spread about the impact of this policy change on the water reservoirs that serve New York City. These claims are false and easily disproven by the facts. The safety of hydraulic fracturing has been demonstrated through its extensive use across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and across the country for decades now. The Obama-era EPA determined that the practice did not pose a threat to drinking water. Simple geography and hydrology make this outcome an impossibility. All of New York City reservoirs are upriver from Pennsylvania or on the Hudson River, which does not connect to Pennsylvania, precluding any impact from Pennsylvania from reaching these reservoirs. The intention of this amendment and its primary impact will be unleashing Pennsylvania's full energy potential by allowing Pennsylvanians in the river basin to use their property and mineral rights as they see fit as free Americans, subject to the laws passed by their elected, Mr. Speaker, their elected representative. It's time to stop this underhanded attack on property rights, representative government, and state sovereignty, and restore American security. Opposition to this amendment is support for the hydraulic fracturing ban and for higher energy, in particular natural gas prices for your constituents. I urge passage of this amendment, and I reserve.
Gentleman reserves. Does any other member seek recognition? For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Ohio rise?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I rise in opposition to this amendment.
Recognized.
I rise in opposition because this amendment, as I understand it, creates a funding prohibition related to the Delaware River Basin Commission. The Delaware River Basin Commission is a federal interstate compact agency charged with managing the water resources of the Delaware River Basin on a regional basis without regard to political boundaries. As established by law through the Delaware River Basin Compact that went into effect in 1961, it's a half century ago, the Commission consists of the Army Corps of Engineers and the 4 basin state governors. Those states include Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York, each a significant place in the Union. The Corps of Engineers and these states work as equal partners for planning, development, and regulatory action for the river basin. Given the Commission's statutory mission, it analyzed the risks to water resources posed by high-volume hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling techniques. We know something about this in Ohio, that's for sure. And through a public rulemaking process, the Commission developed regulations related to high-volume hydraulic fracturing within the Delaware River Basin. As a reminder, the Commission consists of the governors of the 4 basin states, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania, and the North Atlantic Division Commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It does not strike me as the proper role for Congress, particularly through an appropriations rider, to overrun or overrule the regional and local governments on this matter. While the Commission's work could be further discussed, I'm also concerned that this implicates funding provided to the Delaware River Basin Commission as community project funding on behalf of a member of this body. So for these reasons, I urge my colleagues to think about all this, and I will be voting against this amendment, but I think there's a little more homework that has to be done on this one. Meanwhile, I yield back.
The gentlewoman yields back. The gentleman from Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, I've done my homework for years now, and it's the same song every time because nothing changes. And while I agree with the gentlelady from Ohio, and you do know something about this, and of course you allow it in Ohio, but you said that it's not appropriate to overrule regional and local governments, but that's exactly what the DRBC does. It overrules regional and local governments. By the way, it overrules the Commonwealth government. And while the governor has a say, there's 4 other voting members that can overrule that governor. And quite honestly, what we don't need is somebody from another state telling us how to run our business. There is no political accountability. We don't vote for people in Delaware, New Jersey, New York. They're wonderful people. We appreciate them. But our job is to represent Pennsylvania. And that's what I'm doing. And Pennsylvanians want to have access to their land and their mineral rights, and they should have it, not unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats. I urge passage, and I yield.